The adaptations of the representative soloist Moscow also from Alpha, because only two small changes, melodic changes at the end of the song. Otherwise, the melodic line and lyrics are kept identical. That's it. In conclusions, we have taken these songs from different genres. You can see from with our ensemble in live concert, in Hoya Museum and Museum, or making the promoting materials CD and the documentary. We are very glad that also young interpreters from this area have adapted melody from this book to their repertoire, keeping identical the melody and lyrics. So this was my presentation. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite here my colleague Anna Potrash, who will present you the specific characteristics of the occasional repertoire from the Upstate Mountains. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today. So, the aim of the present approach has a subjective foundation based on the curiosity about the occasional repertoire that I had for the first time during the field research conducted by Joan Workshop in the same mountains. I had the chance to participate in these field researches that concerned 28 villages from Italy. In addition to the field research, my biggest contribution consisted in the literary transcriptions of the text. I would like to present at the beginning some of the general aspects about the musical genre from Romanian repertoire. The genres of musical folklore reflect, in general, aspects of everyday life of the community and of individuals. They represent a portrayal of people's concern, emotions, and activities that are either cyclical or unique. The social and historical conditions and different fatalities have led to the coexistence of various genres in musical folkloric practice, which do not have the same type of genesis. The oldest genres and those who follow the most important moments in a person's life and the cyclical events through the year. One of the very important criteria of a piece belonging to a specific repertoire is its function, the purpose of the performing. In general terms, the function of the most songs sang at specific moments during customs is ritualic, ceremonial, or well-wishing. Musical folklore associated with customs is built upon an ancient aesthetic. Regarding musical characteristics, we have the following: consist structure, modal scale with few sounds, diatonic character of melodies, vocal execution, chest emission with metallic timbrality, untempered or unstable intonation of the sounds, diversity of the rhythmic systems. All these characteristics are also found in the occasional repertoire included in the analyzed volume. In the volume Traditional Vocal Music from Damascene Mountains, the following genres were found. Going to the army songs, you can see the number of these songs. Wedding repertoire, songs from the wedding repertoire, songs from the funeral repertoire, and songs from the harvest ritual. Going to the army songs, these musical productions emerged in Transylvania at the end of the 18th century, coinciding with the establishment of mandatory military service. They were practiced during the ceremonial farewell of young men going to the army, which signified their temporary removal from the normal order of life. The songs are sang in group exclusively by men with a strong represented in the analyzed songs are some of the notes and the trunk from the departure, the vein of separation from the family and loved ones, rebellion against unjust order, the feeling of being taken into the army too young, the desire of the beloved to accompany the one who is leaving from the army. Some of the morphological elements specific to these songs that we identified in the volumes are: most pieces are executed giusto, with a rhythmic coming from the ceremonial walking step, described by Triangulza as a distinct folkloric rhythm. Melodies have few ornaments, large intervals may occur in the initial musical phrases, extended ambiguous. Some of the melodic types of going to the army songs also includes the entire of refrain, the entity of refrain. Let's listen now to the song that we have in the collection. And so on. Now we are going to the wedding repertoire. The ceremony of the traditional wedding is structured as an elaborate festive spectacle that includes three distinct types of productions: musical, literary, and choreographic. Regarding the material selected in the volume, 8 bridal songs have been included. The ceremonial vocal song of the bride is the most significant rhetoric song and well-known, focuses on the central character, the bride. The performing of this song is in group, never sang by the bride. The bride's song is sang as various moments through the wedding ceremony. Some of them are the evening before the wedding ceremony, at the bride's house, in the day of the ceremony, on the way to the religious ceremony, and the found in the bridal songs from the endless section are the preparation and threat, uncertainty about the future in marriage, separation from parents and loved ones, regret caused by leaving the parental home and the carefree life of birth. Some of the musical characteristics of these 8 songs are: in a ceremonial rhythm based on walking steps pulses, the melody is elaborate separated in structures of pentachord, hexachord, pentatonic or pentatonic substratum. More, we have in this with these 8 melodies more melodical typologies. And another characteristic can be stanzas are made up of 2 from 4 lines. And now we listen to a song from the bride song from this ritual wedding ritual. The funeral repertoire. The ceremony related to the death is Orthodox and Greece, preserving a series of ancient practices, some based on a pre-Christian beliefs. In the studied area, the song of fear is a representative category of this repertoire. It is performed in groups and has a strong ritual character. It is practiced during the funeral ceremony for a young person. This practice is called wedding of the dead and serves to compensate for the unfulfilled essential purpose of the life, having a family. The melodies have an archaic character with simple musical structure, ceremonial rhythm, and triphonic verse. The literary content unfolds the true story of the tree. The songs of weeping, boche or bochete, is a genre intended for individual performance, serving a cathartic function to stop the emotional pain. From a melodic perspective, in the volume, we identified 2 melodic types, supported by a series of variations as a song of weeping, whose belonging to the proper song. Due to its improvisational character, there is often a great variety in the ways of melodic lines and combined, resulting in a free structure. Now we will listen to a song of weeping with a fixed structure of 3 lines. The harvesting songs are sang on the road by the group of women returning from the border to the host of it on her head, consisting that the research area represents a mountain area. This type of repertoire is not all. This was another factor that caused interest in his research. In the field, it was explained to us that people used to go to the harvest in the land, in the fields. Sometimes they stayed in the whole season, and at the end they were paid with the products for the work they done. So here is a schedule with the songs that we found in the field. And from a stylistic point of view, there is no unity in this repertoire containing the volume mentioned, and I quote, the most obvious influence coming from the areas of Bihor and the Muresh Valley. Most of the ritual songs analyzed are in minor scale, with some structure that have a pre-pentatonic or pentatonic scale, with the final on E. The amplified music variants in terms of musical material and number of melodic lines are based on the sound of the Aeolian mode scale, chromatic notes being very rare within the scale. Already during the collection in the field, a distinct sound phenomenon attracted our attention that we have not encountered before in other musical genres. Researching the bibliographical sources, we found that it is called kukurezat, and that it is only found in the harvest song of Pakistan. It is about the addition of an element at the end of the musical stanza made up of undeterminate sounds. Elisabetta Hologram explains, I quote, at the end of the song, the singer emits a cry, a high-pitched and long sound of the vowel move, after which, like a waterfall, the intonation collapses in the syllabic who, giving the impression of a pazinach. From a musical point of view, a descendant chromatic scale is achieved. I close the quote. Let's listen to this example. Some conclusion, together with the carols that will be presented, that my colleague will present after me, the occasional repertoire is very well represented in this area. Another conclusion is that harvesting songs have a single melodical type, which is very good. And the characteristic of ritual songs analyzed denote a common origin from several ancient occasional productions. Thank you very much for your attention.
Continuing today's occasional general, I would like to invite my colleague Ictmd to present you the Zen Mountains, a representative area for the traditional carols.
Hello. First, please tell me that I want to tell that I'm very happy that Ictmd is here in Cluj, and I'm very proud to be part of it. First, at Upgroup, Albania president. With many of its soldiers receiving land and settling in the area after completing their military service. Additionally, the region includes many villages that are not that process, where external influences have been slower to penetrate. Traditionally, carols are performed by a group of young men, specially formed for this purpose, consisting of unmarried youths who gather before Christmas at a boat's hall to rehearse the carols together. The group is strictly organized with some members having well-defined tasks. The group is, in the last century, due to social and demographic changes, the migration of people to cities and the emancipation of women, caroling groups began to be formed of men of any age, and in many places women also participate in caroling, either in mixed groups or in women. A particular feature of the area is the antiphonal performance of carols in two or more groups, with terms such as Cluj-Napoca, caroling in parts, Ictmd in pairs, Perlotte in rounds, Perlotte in broken parts, or Copantide. The volume of traditional vocal music from the Ictmd Mountains contains 287 carols, meaning that 59% of the songs collected were carols. During the mentioned fieldwork session, 28 communes in the Ictmd Mountain were targeted, with songs collected from 80 villages. Among these, only 24 had groups of carolers. In 10 villages, even though there were groups of 3 people, the carols were sung individually, and in the remaining 46 localities, the informants were only 1 or 2 individuals. As a result, most of the collected carols were performed individually, a type of performance that has documentary value, but is not typically found in the traditional practice of caroling. Regarding the group performances, we encountered the following: male group in 10 villages, a mixed group in 8 villages, and female group in 6 villages. We will listen now to a carol performed by a male group to observe its characteristic performance style. The carol is called up there in the east, and was collected from Polish youth. It's a very different sound, but female groups. As we heard in this last example, it is very common in the practice of caroling that one member of the group is the leader of the group, and sometimes he or she begins the first verse, after that the other members join to sing together. Individual interpretations, solo formats, are very useful for research purposes, but may alter the character, beat, or melody. Also, more ornaments are usually used. We will listen now to the structure of carols is relatively uniform, with a three construction row, thirds standing out from the existing variants. The carol falls into the category of strophic forms in folklore, which includes stanzas made up for 1, 2, 3, or 4 melodic lines, meaning verses. Among these, we also find forms with refrains, which represent an important morphological characteristic of the genre. The 285 and 87 carols are divided as follows. Proportion of the extremes. Variants with one melodic line are few because this simple structure is very old and has often evolved over time. And the 5-line variants are exceptions, generally influenced by art music, much more recent, and have an internal or external expansion within the form. Regarding the refrain, it is present in 159 carols, thus in more than half of the variants. The most common structures are two melodic lines with refrain on the second line, 23 verses. Three melodic lines with refrain on the second line, 57 verses. Three melodic lines with refrain on the third line, 27 variants, and four melodic lines without any refrain, 61 variants. From what has been presented so far, it is clear that the most common structure is the four melodic line carols without refrain, and the three melodic line carols with the refrain on the second line. The four melodic line variant is more recent one, sometimes with art music influences, so we will analyze in more detail the three melodic line variant with the refrain in the middle. In the three melodic line variant with the refrain on the second line, the ABA forms, blue, predominates, being present in 37 carols, of which 25 contain major scales, and with the remaining 12 it use minor scales. The most common variant of all is this formal type of three melodic line with the refrain of the second line is the major ABA form with the cadence of the second, that is found in 18 carols. We will present an example with this typology, the carol 143. Being sung in groups, carols have a simple melodic structure with two ornaments, individual performance and historical simplicity by personal interpretation, as I said earlier. Personalization that may depend on their own performance style or the desire to improve the melody. Usually, this does not happen when the format has previously renewed. Many methodologists are literary critique wrote nearly 100 years ago that the melodies on the carol disadvantage their literary content, as the melodies are simple and repetitive, while the text is non-varied and rich in stylistic devices. The melody of carol is generally characterized by stepwise motion, with beats rarely exceeding a perfect beat. Typically, the opening may feature a beat or an arpeggiated structure. The overall melodic profile is variative. This typological classification developed by Professor Eugene Senik, which also includes criteria related to form, matter, or mode of state. The structure is divided into supergroups, and you can see it on the screen now. The most widespread variant is the one with the central profile being found in 86 carols, followed by variants with an arch profile in 65 carols. The themes of the carols are also very diverse, with secular themes related to the life and family of the peasant farmer predominating. Religious themes are also present in large numbers, especially related to the birth of Jesus Christ. Among the main themes we can mention hunting, family-related, yacht-related, youth-related, professional, pastoral, religious, or mythological themes. In terms of versification, we have a model of tetrachordal verses, either catalectic or acatalectic, with few exceptions, as shown in the table of the screen. The most common variants are the vocal, accounting for 89%. The rhythm is measured, primarily belonging to the Yugoslavic category, where each syllable is sung on a single note value, and the ratio between the note values is 1. The distributive system is also frequently encountered in characters. Regarding specific rhythmic patterns, you can see now on the screen the most commonly used formula and refrains. We were able to hear it previously. For example, it is used on various lyrics like Glory Date, Glory Date, In conclusion, we can state that the research area is one of the numerous but small and isolated images which has favored the preservation of the carol. These carols cover a wide range of themes, a characteristic also found in the carols from other regions. The melodic range of the carols is limited, most often spanning 6. The scales are generally major, with cadences on the first or second, and with a reduced ambience. The melodic structures are largely composed of 3 or 4 lines with tetrapodic or tripodic verses, and the rhythm is pseudosyllabic or distributed. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Jan. Really great presentation. We will have a small technical preparation now. And until Larissa is preparing her material, we want to ask to tell you that if you have questions after Larissa finishes and video also, you will have time to put the questions. So if you have questions now, we can take some of the questions about the first 3 presentations. And after that, we will go further. Is it working?
I'm ready. I'm ready to present our colleague to our supporter and she will present you the peculiarities of the meditation repertoire. Hello everyone. I would like to start my presentation. The proper song is generally the non-traditional lyric with the largest prepared. It has great ability, evidently from its ability to constantly renew itself, to adapt, to change in popular style.
Over time, it has gone through several stages, from live of archaic texture to contemporary ones. Fundamentally, it explains the very large number of melodic types existing in the repertoire. Common song names in scientific terminology was added by Constantin Reggiani to the proper explanation to distinguish it from occasional songs integrated into special customs, functionality, and thematic. The non-occasional repertoire collected from the same notaries totals 128 proper songs. Depending on the stage of development, they can be grouped into old style, modern style, and vocal dance songs. Within the area researched by us, the old style songs are related as musical typological characteristics to those from other areas closer or more distant, do not have a local specific. The songs have dance ornamentation and follow one category. Several songs with a strong improvisatory character were grouped at the melodic, ornamental level, and especially at the structural level of the whole. We listen to a fragment from the old style song, Der Schelika Bratu. The song has three melodic lines, the first four of which are related death. Modern style songs have a measured rhythm and are almost devoid of ornamentation. Within the stanzas frequently appear proper refrain with text or neutrally silent or short refrains. The form of modern style songs is varied, starting from melodic three-line stanzas to amplify architectural structure. Listen to a fragment from modern style song, High Solution. The melodic stanza begins with a strong refrain that has four melodic lines amplified to eight by repetition. This refrain is repeated unchanged after each step. For this example, we also identified one variant that represents a musical reconstitution. These variants are in the traditional rhythmic system with instrumental accompaniment. The differentiate them are the tempo, the architectural structure, the literary text adapted to the melody, and the interpretation. We listen to the fragment. A unique phenomenon due to a strong oral tradition in the area, we also interpreted it as an influence. Some choral dance inspired by the idea have re-entered the individual repertoire, becoming independent pieces. A suggested example in this sense is the modern style song Ictmd, which preserves almost unchanged the first motif of the choral work, Bine Primăvară. I will perform the first stanza of the song recorded from the field. Bravo, Krishna, Bravo, Krishna, Sabyavisam, Rekrudoshvan, Sabyavisam, Rekrudoshvan. And now, the main characteristic of vocal dance songs is the measured rhythm, traditional or abstract systems. Metrically and rhythmically, the verse are tetrachoric, 7 or 8 cycles. In terms of form, the material is classified into 4 categories. Some with 4 melodic lines, based on the 8-note section, some with 4 melodic lines, based on the quarter station, some with broad lines, and some in the exact rhythmic systems. The melodies of vocal dance songs, through their intervallity and large amplitudes, demonstrate their origin in instrumental dance music. We listen to a stanza from the vocal dance song, Vadana Musmayesh. In this example, we can see the presence of the refrain. Vayate Sumonaye la 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 la. Vayate Sumonaye la la la. Das Estiwa la 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 la. Das Estiwa la la la. At the end of my presentation, we conclude that the non-vocational repertoire collected from the outstanding mountains presents musical features that highlight the local specific. This collection of songs has a positive role in stimulating the research activity and artistic valorization of the folklore of this area. Thank you for your attention.
And congratulations to the presentation. And now let's put our attention on instrumental music. I would like to invite my colleague Ictmd to present you the instrumental music from the Austrian mountains.
The instrumental music from the Austrian mountains is a topic that I propose today for the audience. The Austrian mountains are very rich in folk and culture. There we can find music of high class land, opportunity to carry out sensory musica in construct walking the local costume. Instrumental music to the Apostle Mountains has a distinctive difference. It includes music and popular dances that are full of energy and specific melody. The Apostle Mountains includes the following folklore mostly calm by calm ancestral tradition națională. De implementare perfectă a unui aceasta finanța China is the most popular dance in this area, and this refers to an instrumental music ground for a dance in couple. With the musical material is very difficult to reproduce. This was the Temeriana has two different profiles. Stack profile, irregular and the symmetrical profile. About the instruments which are played in this area, we will mention cetera, boa, which is the most representative instrument of this other instruments. This is like loudspeaker and clarinet. In the following moments, we will perform a couple of these.
So much, and I would like also to say the name of the instrumentist that flute is Alessandro Cosacci. Questions? If there are no questions, I would like to thank you one more time, please.
I just noticed that across the thank you. Some of the examples in different presentations featured the endings of folk songs from the Transylvanian area, finished with la la la. So, what is the essence of that? Is it out of joy? Is it, can you say that it's a popular characteristic of that area? Those small details give the idea to those. What's your interpretation of la la la?
La la la, refresh. If you mean to the dance music,
I just saw the examples that you.
but they are in the vocal dance melodies. And the la 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 is together with the rhythm. Because the musical phrase is consisting in the instrumental one. This instrumental phrase we will have one lyric and then the refrain with this general content la la la.
Yes, I understand that, but in a deeper level, what can things be? I mean, I understand that music continues when the lyrics end, but they just could stop when the lyrics end, but they continue with la la la. So it means something.
La 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 here because we had a text adapted on instrumental melodic line. And la 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 is a completion about the music.
Okay.
It doesn't have, if I can complete, sorry, it doesn't have a scientific explanation, but usually, I think also in your culture you find some part of the song that is not lyrics.
Yeah, they are vocables.
Vocables, yes, of course. So that is that part of the song. I love. So
it's across cultures.
Yes.
But how to make that sound different from one culture to another? So it might have some deeper level meaning or knowledge maybe. An archive knowledge hidden inside pop songs. Yeah, I mean, it is difficult.
I think somebody could make a great paper about this, the whole cultures.
Have you thought about collecting the dances that goes, the songs that are dance songs, or the instrumental music?
Could you repeat, please?
Have you thought about collecting the dances for the instrumental music or the songs that are dance songs?
We usually collect everything we find on the location, but our colleagues that is expert in dances, so we collect dance music, also dance music, but there are very few in our collection. Perhaps he could tell you more about dance. Collecting dance music from the singers.
Collection, I institute, and also still collecting from the. I heard you will go in your research today or tomorrow. Okay. Some more questions, if you have. Yes, please.
Thanks for your presentation, and thanks for the performance at the end. In which obviously there is a perfect harmony between researchers' concepts and musicians' concepts, because we're all musicians. But my question is whether your sophisticated analysis of structural elements, melodic ranges, rhythm forms, and so on. Did you test these, or did you discuss these concepts of understanding of musical structure with people with whom you work? I mean, probably not in the sense of saying that stay with but in certain ways of how they conceptualize these musical structural features. And just following what you just said, this is, if I may, the second question. You said that you collected everything which you found from a certain locality. So that probably with the remark that limiting yourself only to the older generation of inhabitants, because all the examples you played were from, I would say, with people in advanced age, in the context of occasions dedicated precisely to demonstrating music to you as researchers, not in, let's say, like music making of some younger generations, or making music in groups, and so on. But
so I will start with answering your second question. And yes, we primarily find all the songs in the organs, but there are also some villages where the practices are still taking place. There are very few, but some in our culture is associated with the practice. I mean the rituals, especially. So they are not sung separately, only the non-occasional repertoire is sung individually in different places and moments, but the ritual songs are always sang in between the practice that song belongs to. So there are very few villages where the practice are still alive. I mean, I guess that the most used practice found we can find now in the village are the communities. So that's why we collected a lot of voce ornaments of the songs that we need, because when people die in the villages, there are some customs that may be completed for the deceased one to find peace in the other. But regarding groups, there are lots of carols still active in some villages, but there are customs that people do not believe in, like they believed 100 years ago. So it's not a fire that is burning. We have to put away the ashes to find a spark and to find some of the songs that remain in the memory of the ancestors. And I don't know how many of you have been in the field and have collected songs, but it is very hard to stimulate the memory of the elders, and they are tired, they have diseases, they must be carefully treated in order to provide that they can depose it. So that's why we don't use the term informant, but repository when we talk about people. And the first question also regarding the structures and the importance of the structural composition of carols. Being repetitive as tropical songs, the refrain is, for example, is used for the singers to remember the next verse. So the refrain is the same from the beginning to the end, and they use it as a thinking break to remember the next line, because the carols have very long lengths, over 50, 60 verses. And also about the carols, when the refrain is on the last line, or the verse is repeated on the last line, regardless if there are 3 lines or 4 lines in the structure, the second group, as I spoke about the antiphonical city, the second group enters earlier before the first group finishes the text. So there is no anybody wants to refrain, so the second group begins at the half of the refrain. It's not important because it does not lose information from the story that is told.
Thank you very much, Julian. We have the last question, the last one. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It was very interesting to see how you are approaching to this matter. I'm just wondering, this is just your transcriptions are for analytical purposes, is it? Did you ever try to teach somebody through your transcriptions? Yes? But, I mean, some of this music it's not that tempered as you put these notes. How you do that? Can you explain that?
So yes, in our folk traditional music and also in the instrumental music, we have a discipline, a separate one, which we will learn to students to transcribe the melodies. The discipline is called notation and transcriptions of the traditional music, and we take different genres and different levels of transcription. And yes, we are realizing with the students.
the transcription we made are very useful to those who want to learn the repertoire. So our students is mandatory because each year we learn the music from a different discipline. But there are also other musical institutions who use our books and our works to teach the students to this kind.
Thank you very much, National Music Academy Researcher Group. Mr. Professor, please keep the certificates and
we would like to say thank you for our Romanian colleagues because they did structured presentation. And also we saw how rich and diverse your culture. Thanks for your participation in our symposium. Thanks a lot. And big applause.
we will have a short announce. We have to go for a short walk, about 45 minutes, and after that we have to be here. At 5 o'clock we'll start the concert. Okay? Thank you.